Hello, everyone. My name is Sean. You all know the drill. How's everybody doing today? So we got a few people here a little bit early. That's cool to see. Let's see comments. I gotta work on getting these comments here. Todd Levy Brown, looks like you are first today. Good to see you. I see you on my Saturday live streams. Good to see you back for a different sort of stream. This not really about stable fund. It's going to be all about MetaMonkey AI. Going to get the crew in here. Pirate Mike, arr. Good morning here in West Australia. Ahoy. Got dogs barking out there. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay. Hold on one second. Got dogs. The darn dogs always barking at something. Thanks for joining us from Australia. I do appreciate that. You look like you're on a boat in that picture. That's pretty cool. Juan Gonzalez. Juan, the man who missed our stream on Saturday. Sorry that you weren't there. It was a pretty good stream, but glad you could make it. Appreciate it. Maddie B. Hello, CryptoSmith. Hello, Maddie B. Appreciate you showing up. Sean, yeah, no problem. It's no problem. What else we got? Daniel Gayton in the house. Thank you, sir, for showing up. If you guys don't watch his channel, go over to Daniel's channel. He's got some great content. Really smart guy. Good to listen to. Yes, Monkey. Yes. Yep. All right. Excellent. You guys hear me, Maddie B? Appreciate that. And he's on a pirate ship. That'd be really cool. I've always dreamed about sailing around the world, learning to sail. I don't sail, but I do love the water and boating, but I would love to sail around the world if I had the opportunity. Unfortunately, I don't think my wife would go with me, so that would be kind of a bummer. What else? Let's see. What else do we got going on here? Yeah, should be a great conversation. We should have quite a few members of the team coming in here to talk about MetaMonkey AI. Let's go. Of course, I get the coughs right before I start. Let's just check out the market here for a little bit while we're waiting for everybody to show up. We've got a little bit of movement. Honestly, the market is just, I hate doing videos and streams and trying to talk about the market that that literally isn't doing anything. I keep hearing, we're going to drop to 10,000 Bitcoin, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it just doesn't want to. It doesn't want to do nothing. It's boring. I don't mind if it drops. It's fine. I got some more money on the sidelines I can throw in there, but Ethereum still hanging at 1,300. XRP, one of my favorites, 48 cents. Legal's running a bit late. He just shot me a message, so that's fine. Have the biggest sword and drink rum till blackout. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. I don't know about drinking a lot of rum till you black out with a sword. Might be a little dangerous. Thanks for doing this. Absolutely, Crypto Bless. Thank you for showing up. I do appreciate the support. Keltra, that's a cool name. Hello, everyone. Oh, Space Chick Crypto everybody's running just a few minutes behind. No big deal. Market sucks, but MetaMonkey is awesome. I hate doing spaces while market is doing. Yeah, Dr. Rob, exactly. You want to have something to talk about. It's hard enough, running a channel or trying to come up with some sort of content that anybody's going to want to watch when the market is doing what it's doing right now. So it is a little irritating. But XRP is one of my bigger. Actually, it's my biggest holding. 48 cents. So hoping it's finding a new floor here at around the 50 cent mark, 47 to 50 cent. Big bag of Polygon Matic. Anybody who watches my stable fund content, I've got a lot of them. All right, hang on. We've got the big man in the house.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, Austin?
Nothing. Just I was sitting here. I had to do my extension today. You had to file so anyone out there needs to file their extension. Hopefully you're not too late. I had to file my extension today, and I was talking to my father about it because TurboTax is such a joke, man. But yeah, we don't got to get into all that. So
yeah, it's good for somebody who doesn't, has really, really simple finances.
Yeah, and that's the part that's really hard is that obviously I owned a business and rolling that all up on top of YouTube, on top of crypto, on top of just everything. It makes it's a little convoluted, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so
And you want to get it right.
you want to get it right, yeah,
Yeah.
especially yeah, and I spend it's just a lot of money on taxes, and you do want to just make it right. That's all it is. So
Yep. Yep. Matty B. Yeah. The market has done nothing. Yeah. Almost, it feels like a year now.
it's been
It's
rough,
just,
man.
it's
It's been
just
rough.
inching along. Yeah. I was just talking about having, trying to come up with content when the market does nothing. Like it's just up and down just a little bit, not even big moves.
Dude, when you have Watcher Guru talking about Kanye West and you have like every other big influence out there talking about Kanye West, that's a
Yeah.
problem in the
Yeah.
cryptocurrency space.
Yeah. There's nothing to talk about except for MetaMonkey. Obviously we're here for that.
We
Come up
are,
with
dude.
some,
I'm excited about that. I talked with Andrew today. Hey, what's up, Matty B? Yeah, what's up, Doctor? What's up, everyone? We got a lot of people in here already. See Dr. Rob's in the house. Did I see Daniel? Was Daniel in there? Yeah, Daniel's in there trading sideways.
yeah.
But no, there's hopefully here we're gonna have some updates to the metaverse. Like I said, every week I'm gonna try to bring out. There's gonna try to do an update every week. Something that has changed now. I already know what they are, but I'll keep them. Just to keep the excitement going until the end of the week and showcase
Right.
them. But there are going to be updates and new things coming every week. And I am working right now to see if we can get some of the team involved. With showcasing this because I do want to get in your guys' hands. I do want to have you guys play with it and feel for it. If you have a new MacBook, so I did originally say that if it doesn't work on Apple, it only doesn't work on the new Apples, the one with the M1 chips that are in there. These are the ones that just came out this year. Every old Apple, like my laptop right now, I'm able to do it on. So anyone that has like iOS or the older stuff, you'll be fine. But it's the new M1s that a lot like Unreal Engine 5 does not work on. And there's a lot of other things that doesn't work on. I mean, even like Roblox has an issue with it. Like, so I don't know if Apple's going to have to fix their game on getting people, getting software more compatible with it. Cause right now it's a struggle.
So on desktop, basically it's fine.
Yeah, on Windows it's fine. Yeah, I brought up my my other Windows up here just to when I first started streaming. And yeah, I think loaded right up, so it's perfect. And my Apple, it's fine too. It's just like I said, it's the newer. Like my daughters, we have 2 computers downstairs that they do gaming on, and it doesn't upload on there. So,
Gotcha. And I'm assuming that depending on the type of system you're running, the graphics card, the CPU, RAM, it's going to change the outcome or the how it visualizes on your screen.
Right now they've dampened it down to accommodate everyone. So it's like a one setting does all right now. So but the crazy thing is when you see it on my StreamYard, like it doesn't do it justice. Like that's what I keep telling like people like StreamYard's not really built to stream like gaming on.
Right.
And so like when I was showcasing it, like you can sort of see that there's some pixelations and things like that. But like when you actually get this and you're doing it like in front of you on your screen, it's a totally different feeling than when you actually see it through StreamYard. Cause I went back and looked at it and even put it on 1080p on my video, and it was like, man, it still isn't even giving it justice. So
really, yeah, I think my StreamYard is set to 720. Like that's I didn't feel like paying the extra for the
and I see, and I pay the extra for the 1080, and it still looks like basic.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we'll wait. I have some questions, but I want to wait till we get a few more people in here.
Yeah, let me retweet the space out. I know let me actually create another thing here real quick. I
was
a
few.
Like I sort of strapped in. I was trying to get to the post office before 5 o'clock here to get it mailed in because they don't let you electronically do it after the 18th, so you still got to go in and do it.
Right.
I'm fed up.
Daniel Gates, sideways is not always a bad. Yeah, you know what? It's not, and obviously, consolidation. Therefore, at some point, it's going to spring one way or the other. It's fine. I'm not a trader, so I don't really have to look at the market every day. It's just for me, it's only a talking point. Whether Bitcoin's going up or down, right? If it's not doing anything, that eliminates something to talk about.
Did you end up buying into Quant?
Oh yeah, I got into Quant when it was between $50 and $60.
Oh, nice. Yeah. See, so I missed it. We're on the channel and I put up that vote where it was like Gala, Ape, Quant, and Quant got the last vote, and it was right around that $50 mark. And so we couldn't talk about it on the channel for the longest time because I just was like, God dang it, dude! Like I should have bought in at the $50 mark. I ended up buying it at the 104 mark, and then and I bought a pretty good bag at 104. And then I DCA'd in the other day at 160, and then I did it at 180. And I just kept working my way up. And then obviously I sold a little bit today just to accommodate for my 180 mark. But yeah, it's doing pretty damn well still.
It is, and I think it's because of the low supply, and people don't realize that when they look at these type of tokens, they don't understand the amount that's out there. Less than Bitcoin, right? What is it? 12 million,
14
million, 14 million. Yeah. So it's got a long way to go. I think this could easily hit $1,000 at some point, in the future. Who knows?
Dude, I mean, even if it goes up 5x from now, it puts you at a 15 billion market cap. I mean, that puts you in what, maybe the top 10, if that. I don't even know if it puts you in the top 10.
Yeah, this thing's got legs. It can run.
Yeah, and I mean, like they said, Crypto Mason was saying that I think he did the math. If it got to the market cap of Bitcoin, it's at $27,000. And Bitcoin's at what, a 315 billion market cap. And so, like, you never know, man. If the market continues to grow and it gets that 10 trillion market cap that everyone talks about, is 375 billion really that big of a dent out of that? Not really.
No, it's not. And especially for something that has real utility, they're
exactly.
really building around that. So
I put up a diagram on one of my lives with Quant, showing like how everything sort of comes back to Quant, even XRP. So everyone's like, XRP and all that. But when you start to look at where Quant plays in this as an overledger, I never really saw it until I pulled up this diagram of how like XDC, Quant, Algorand, everything sort of feeds back into the overledger of Quant. And I was like, dude, Quant's like the hub of this whole entire ISO, everything that's going on.
Yeah, it seems like the brain, basically. And just in layman's terms, basically, it's to help all of these different blockchains and even legacy systems talk to each other.
Yeah, no, that's what's cool about it, right? I mean, you can use Quant. Like, I'm excited, just like even if you're a blockchain, being able to tap into Quant and be able to use other dApps or other things to build into your own blockchain. Like, say, like Polygon's doing something better, and you're like, I really want that dApp on my blockchain. You'll be able to tap in through Quant and help you bridge that somehow, right? I mean, that's their whole goal, is to bridge these blockchains. So yeah, and Racket, you can buy it on, if you want to, you could buy it on Uniswap. It is an ERC20 token, just to let everyone know. You can buy it on Uniswap. I think they only have like 2 million in liquidity over there, but I mean, it is a DeFi. You can buy it on the DeFi side if you wanted.
Yeah, it is built to ERC20, but it is considered blockchain agnostic, so it can run on anything.
Correct. Yep. But I just buy it off of. I bought off Coinbase too. That's where all mine is, on Coinbase. So.
Yeah, I forget where. I think mine I bought on Crypto.com and then just threw it in the ledger and just watching it grow since November 13th.
Dang.
Dan Caden. So yeah, Quant's nice. I like to see that. And obviously it's kind of depegged from the rest of the market. XRP did that for a little bit when it ran up to 55 cents or whatever it was at.
Yeah,
but it's nice to see somebody
get back to. I think XRP could easily get back to $3. Like, I mean, if the SEC goes through and everything's great, and I heard there might be a settlement coming here in November. I keep hearing that. I don't know if that's true or not, but just imagine.
It's not that there's a settlement coming. I mean, they're saying that if it does come like November 15th, basically when the judge is fully briefed of the summary judgment motions, and everything basically has to be in at that point.
Yeah, and I don't even know, are they even going to do a settlement, or do you think that they're going to continue? You think that if that even happens, like, do you think they'll just push through and say, no, we're just going to ride this out? We've already rode it this far. We're not going to end up on a settlement.
And honestly, obviously nobody really knows except for the SEC, but it's all going to come down to what their motivations were. That's going to tell us kind of where their motivation was, right? Was this just a strictly legal play, like they really thought this was an unregistered securities that were sold, or is this trying to hold up XRP in order for other systems to catch up? And that's kind of what the consensus is right now.
Yeah, see, I guess I view it so much. There's so many different ways to view. They haven't really given a clear definition of what a security. I mean, we know what a security is, but when it comes to like crypto, I think we still are it's sort of convoluted of what a commodity is versus like. So if it comes back and they say like, if it has actual real utility to it, it's probably it's tough because sometimes you think it's a security even with utility, right? Where Bitcoin really doesn't have utility. It's just more of a commodity, right? It's a store of value. So it's really a tough call. I don't know what it's going to come out. I really don't.
Well, I think it's going to come down to just the simple fact that there was no investment contract in the beginning, and you can't even apply a Howey test until you have an investment contract, right? And that's basically how the law reads. And they're trying to apply, everything after the investment contract, saying, and then they're saying utility makes no difference whatsoever. Like to them, everything's a security.
Well, after this FTX thing, right? I mean, this FTX thing is going to get a little interesting too. I mean, starting to think about how a exchange token plays into an exchange, and now the SEC is going after FTX. I was like, oof, oh man, I'm stressing now.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thought was, that they're going to want to go after the exchanges. That's the easy targets, right? Because they can look at your 300 or 500 different coin offerings that you have, and figure some of those are going to be securities, and some of them probably are.
Well, I think that there needs to be an off ramp. So, like, you got to think centralized exchanges. I never realized this really. I mean, we know it, but I mean, until you really start to think about it, I mean, they're just a giant bank. I mean, Binance is a giant bank. That's all they are. You know what I mean? When you start to think about it, like, they're really dealing in the security side of things.
Yeah, and they're offering APYs, on staking and whatever. So, and that definitely is bankish. So, and they want control. It'll be
super interesting how this whole thing plays out.
What's up, Racket? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Legal, there is legal. Legal.
What's up, Waddy? It's good to see Waddy, man. What's up, dude?
What's going on?
Yeah, Waddy. I forgot.
What's going on,
Waddy.
Sean?
Waddy's here.
Got Waddy in the house.
Legal should be here shortly too. We were both in space, so yeah. That I was like, oh my god, I forgot Sean's face, and I kept running.
That's okay. That's
but
all right.
The good news is I won $175 in total.
Damn, bro, you killing it right now.
Yeah.
Dang. That was that because you went with BTFA, right?
Huh?
What's up, cool?
Yeah, I won the 250 on Ronnie's, and now from Guardian token $75, and from WPT 100. I was waiting for the big 500 one. I was like, shit, if I get that too. But I was like, let me not be greedy. So yeah.
Dude, that's cool, man. That's
cool. It's a good day's work right there.
Yeah, definitely. What up, Daniel? Hello, fan, everyone else.
Oh, here we got Legal. Legal's just arrived in the house here. Let me get...
There we go.
There we go.
What up, bro?
What's up, peeps?
Legal.
¿Qué onda?
How's it going?
Oh, doing great, man.
So you got traffic to deal with?
No, that wasn't me. That's Space Chick. It was my dogs.
It's just my baby dog.
Oh,
it looks weird with Legal not having a hat on. Dude, what? Like without a cowboy hat? It looks totally crazy.
Looks like a regular guy.
What?
Yeah. Oh, just like you not having a cowboy hat? Like, it's like me without a beard, you without a cowboy hat.
Oh.
Fiber with the heat. I kind of miss that. Fiber. Haven't seen you around much.
Yeah, dude, he's been popping in again.
And Crypto Smith talking about how he met a monkey AI at the Racket Club.
I'm way behind on the chat. Yeah. Way behind. Now I know how you feel, Austin.
Yeah, you gotta run through it quick, man. Sometimes it takes a while to get used to when you have a lot of people.
And there's not even that many in here. There's 24, 25, and it's everybody's just chatting away.
Yeah, what was funny and scary at the same time? Like at times I imagine when I get to Austin level, and then I think about it. Damn, I won't be able to keep up with the chat at all. So how is that going to work for me?
You'll skip over. You'll get. Sorry, go ahead, Sean. My bad.
No, I was just saying hire an assistant.
Oh, you'll get used to. You'll start to realize like what is just like cannon fodder and like what's real. Like you'll start to like see like. I mean, today my whole chat was just arguing with one individual. It was like you just realize like okay, half that is just
I'm a classic.
I missed it.
It's cool cat here, bro.
Shit's funny, dude.
How about a racket club in the MMAI metaverse? Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, these are the questions that we're gonna try to answer here, and I don't know if there are going to be any answers, but like that was one of my first questions was like what does the team see as kind of their first experience, that somebody besides us that are maybe beta testing, what's the first experience going to be in that metaverse?
I actually don't know how much I can share with you guys. Like I should probably talk to Andrew about how much we can actually drop. Like I'm being serious, and I'm being, me, like I want to keep it with 100% with you guys, but we talk so much. Like that's the crazy thing about this is that so many ideas have floated out there. Sometimes you can almost get bogged down with so many ideas of what you can do, and so it's like, how it is. I mean, when you write up a list of, you have 100 things on your list of things that you want to do. You start to look at that list and go, oh crap, dude, you get overwhelmed with that list of things you got to do. So now it's just really trying to fine tune, like out of this list of 100, what are the top, 3 or 5 things that we're going to focus on to come out the gate with. And we've talked about this extensively. And today, 2 days ago, Augie got into South Korea. Since he's going to be there for more than 30 days, he had to do like a COVID test. So he was like quarantined for a day. And so they just got to Kumi yesterday, last night. So this will be the first day that they're in the office. And to answer your question, that was a long-winded answer. I don't know how much I can actually say, but I do know that there's going to be some stuff.
Let's make it generic. Let's say, obviously, there could be some sort of a meeting spaces they're thinking about, or whether it's going to be commerce related, or what I mean, like which.
I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be more along the social gathering side of it. I do know that they're trying to build, like they have a convention. We're going to try to like do more along the lines of conventions and holding like that kind of stuff. Whether that's through like job fair type stuff, or whether that's through actually holding like crypto convention or any convention really just through the metaverse. We talked about, potential, studios that are in there where people could go in and do certain things. There's been more of that, like a social side of it versus more of like an e-commerce side. Like the e-commerce side is going to come, but right. Our focus is more on like what can like the general population that we're in right now do right now.
I think that's smart, because I think the social aspect is going to be more important at the end of the day.
I think so too. I mean, that's usually what a metaverse is for. It's the social side of it, along with like, and my big thing that I keep harping on here with them, with the team, and like something that I'm super passionate about is not only does there have to be value to the token, which we'll get there, but there has to be a reason why people come to your metaverse. Like there has to be like, why would Legal, Wadi, or you come to the metaverse? Like why? Just, is there an incentive for you to be there? Like, why would you choose to go to this metaverse over going to YouTube, or go to this metaverse over watching something on TV like Netflix? Like, what would cause you to come to this metaverse? That's something that we've discussed heavily, but I think that's my number one thing I got to answer myself, and you guys maybe too. What would get you to the metaverse?
Yeah, that's a good point, and really that's gonna, I think, right, you have to target the largest audience you can, and having it more of a social aspect, at least in the beginning, is I think going to get a lot more eyeballs on it than some sort of a e-commerce site.
Yeah, and that's sort of where it's at, right? I mean, people got to go in there and see if it's right for them in the first place. I mean, people went into Mana, and there's a lot of people that didn't like it, right? I mean, there's some people that do like it. You're going to go into Sandbox, and my son loves it, but it's not something that I would go in and do. Like, I mean, everyone sort of has like their own style, their own way, and like what you see in terms of like Unreal Engine 5 metaverse can be something completely different when you get into like, say, the metaverse for the Nigerian rainforest that they're talking about, right? I mean, that can be more realistic, where there's actually like, drone footage and things that you can see, or like, I don't know, right? It's not going to be something completely different than maybe this. Because again, last thing you want to do is walk through a metaverse that's, almost like an Unreal, unless they really up the scale on Unreal Engine 5, because I saw how real it can look if you get to that level, but no one not a lot of people have that computer, that capacity to do that. Like, I don't even know if I have I have a really good build computer right now, and I don't even know if my computer would be able to generate that kind of graphics.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No,
That makes sense. Space Chick.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
Fresh and home.
You
In
know,
this Austin traffic, I was like, come on.
Oh, I bet it's probably miserable down there, huh?
Yeah, but I've been listening, so I've been listening in.
Great,
to
that's
smart
awesome.
guys. Yeah.
I'm just basically saying, like, we're just trying to, like, I was saying the incentive, like, what makes you show up to the metaverse? Like, why would you even come to the metaverse? What would intrigue you over, like, going to a Twitter space or going to a YouTube or whatever it might be? A lot of people spend their time in there in these spaces, right? And but what would make you change from going to that space to, say, like a metaverse, or like, why would you spend your time? And I mean, that's sort of the answer that I've been throwing out there for a lot of people to ponder, because that's my biggest thing that I've been focused on, and a lot of discussions have been had with that, because I think that plays the biggest factor into a metaverse in the first place. Because if no one shows up, what's the point of a metaverse?
True. Oh, you are right. Okay. Yeah,
What's
we
up,
gotta
Michael?
figure this out.
Hey,
Hi,
how's
Michael.
everybody doing?
What's up, man?
What's up? What's
what's
up?
up, Michael?
Yeah, it's a beautiful night, for some MMAI and some football too.
Oh, yeah, you got the football on tonight. That's
Yeah,
right.
I had to get it. It's not a very good game, but how's everybody doing?
I'm living the dream, man.
Excellent.
Yeah, you are,
Excellent.
man. You got a good view too, bro.
My basic background.
No, I'm talking about your MMAI view. It's a very nice view. That AI technology is beautiful, man.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I mean, I'm talking with the team. Like Augie just got over there today, or we got over there a couple days ago, but they just got over to Kumi last night. So today's their first day in the office, and he'll probably call me. I mean, it's roughly probably 8 o'clock in the morning there. So I mean, they're just getting to it today, but we should have some meetings tonight to sort of talk about a lot of things. And one of the things is getting access to everyone here to test this out before it goes out to the public, because I do think that's important, whether that's this week or maybe the last week that it's out, when we have more updates in it. Because right now, hopefully this week we have another update every week. We're going to try to do updates to the space, or updates to the metaverse. So like this week when we release it, there'll be more things that are going to happen, and I'm going to wait to share what those are when we actually drop it, so leave some anticipation out there. But that's sort of the goal. But I really want everyone to get their hands on it for sure.
So what they're building right now, is this a based on a real place, or is this just throwing some buildings and throwing the neighborhood together?
Well, I think originally, so how it worked, I don't know if it's really based off of a real place, or if it's just literally based off of like what they've created for for the metaverse. I think that they're really trying to make it MetaMonkey AI or MMAI metaverse, and so it's really just going to be that, right? And so it could be really anything. I mean, the world, like the saying is, the world's your oasis at this point, or however they say that. I think that this is really what it does. It opens up the door to really do whatever you want to do, build any building you want to build. Again, I think what's cool is like they're partnering with a city over there in Korea that we met with, and they want to build a metaverse of their town, so they're talking building for building, street for street, like everything. So when you go to visit this town, you're experiencing the town, you're experiencing exactly what they want. And they have a whole metaverse team already. The town has hired a metaverse team to run this. And like I said, that's what we met when I was over there. We met with them, and it was just when you start to think about it like that, you could really just take this metaverse and build it for like where you're at or whatever you want. That's what's exciting too, Do
you think that was just entertainment, just for entertainment, or you think they have a different reason in mind to do that? Security, or I don't know what other reason you would have to build a whole metaverse of or an exact replica of your city.
It's tough, man. I think we're in the early, we're still in the early stages of this whole thing. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, I mean, I think the metaverse is still so untapped. And trying to really figure out exactly how you roll this out, or exactly what you do. And and again, how I look at it is you don't know anything until you jump in knee deep and then you figure out, okay, what do we do? Because I've always been that kind of person where, and Fan can attest to this, she actually hates this about me, is that I'm a kind of person that jumps into something and I'm like neck deep in it, trying to figure out, trying to sink or swim. And I would much rather do that than dabble my toes in it, and it takes me 15 years to figure out what the hell is going on. I'd rather figure it out in 6 months, knowing whether how to do something than not. And I feel like that's sort of what's happening here. We're gonna jump in and we're gonna go at it, dude. And that's exactly what's happened. We released the Metaverse, which we weren't gonna do, but the team was like, dude, let's get it out there. Like, what are we waiting for? And I'm like, dude, let's do it. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go out there and drop it and get it out there, get people to talk about it. And I mean, that's what I want, and that's why I want you guys to jump in it so you can give feedback and do all that stuff too.
Man, I'll be more than glad to do it. Literally,
I think that's the best way to do
limited,
it, man.
But I understand a lot about graphics and gaming. So I used to be a big time gamer.
I mean, the good thing is like I said, I mean, when it comes to that city, I have no idea, that town, we just had that one meeting with them, right? I don't know what their intentions are with it. Could it be for security? Could it be to build certain things? Could it be to have a metaverse built in with a blockchain? Yeah, maybe, you know what I mean? But I know the direction of what MMAI is trying to do with their metaverse. And like, so however everyone else plays out, I think that's down the road. But like really our goal here is to drop the MetaMonkeyai metaverse and work our way out of there. Because again, what we learn here and MMAI will be able to translate to other blockchains. You know what I mean? Like what works here, okay, this works great. What's that now? Bring that out to other things. Because again, until you test it and it's tried and true, I mean, what else can you say? You can't really say a whole lot because no one else has really done it, right? Even Mana, yeah, you can go in there and buy property, but outside of that, what else can you do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, this is beyond Mana, beyond Decentraland. You know what I mean? It's so beyond what we see now. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it that way. Like that's where the ideas that we've thrown out there, and I'm sure you guys have generated a ton of ideas, a ton of things that you would want in a metaverse. I don't know if you guys want to share them yourselves, but I mean, I'm sure there's probably a lot of things that floated through your own minds about what you would want to see and what you would like to have.
First, for me, instead of a power chair, I want a Lamborghini.
It's only gonna cost you about $1 million. It's gonna cost you about $1 million Metamonkey AI tokens, dude. So
jeez. No, it's like I was saying last time, like for people in my situation, I think what would make me want to use the metaverse is the fact, like I said, I cannot do many things that I wish I could do. Like I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and he lives in California. So he's like invited me to go over there, and I was telling him, man, 6 to 7 hour flight, that would be too much for me. So basically experiencing things like that, going to different places of the world, or like I said, walking through the mall without actually getting tired, I think that would be extremely cool. And the other thing, I mean, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. Yeah, somebody try to argue with me, why do I need to go through a mall when I could just order on Amazon? And I say, yeah, but on Amazon, you pick, and at times you even got to send your clothes back. But then again, that's a double-edged sword. Because on the metaverse, you won't be able to try. But yeah, it's just stuff like that. Like, I feel that it will be good. And for a lot of people in my situation with disabilities, that they'll be able to experience walking through the Nigeria forest, which is going to be in the Metamonkey AI metaverse, stuff like that.
No, I think it's great for e-commerce. I mean, those outlets, they'll be able to sell way more product, with this type of platform versus, what they're doing now. I think it's an easier way to, enact those transactions and you'll be able to, visually see what you're buying on a digital standpoint. It's going to be pretty cool. Very interactive buying experience,
And everybody's going to have an opinion on what they'd rather do, right? There's still a ton of people. I mean, a large majority of people that do not like to buy online, and they want to go into a store.
Right.
They want to go into a store, put it in their hand. So you're going to have, divided groups of people who, can understand or get the universe or the metaverse. Yeah, and then some that say, I don't really need it. I'm just going to buy on Amazon, and that's fine too. It's going to take a while, for adoption, just like the internet or anything else.
I think it's going to have to be more of an experience at first for people, like they have the National Geographic game. You can go and sit on a mountain and stuff like that. So you're right. It is going to take a while for the retail part. The e-com, man, that e-com, that's big.
Yeah, big time.
That is big. But what? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, like something like I've told you guys before, like going to a wedding reception or something like that, because, medical people, we couldn't go anywhere, either travel anywhere during COVID. So it would have been nice to be able to see something like that. So that's what I think would be really neat. But the retail part, you're right. What would get them in there to do that instead of go to Amazon or something like that?
No, I could tell you, in my line of work, with me being in logistics and commodities, transportation, things like that, Amazon is killing it. That is the way of the world. And it's a dramatic influx, especially after, and I don't want to say that, the C word, that little deal we had last year, that really heightened that transfer of goods when it comes to, Amazon. I mean, that was huge. And we're seeing a lot of those packages still to this day. They're on the trucks, man. We're hauling those, and Sean, you know what I'm talking about, bro. I mean, we're hauling that stuff across the road. I do it every night. So, and it's more Amazon. There's more e-commerce on my particular loads, way more than any time ever. So, and I don't think it's going to backslide. I think it's going to get even greater and greater. It's going to be a really big deal in the future. Because people, I don't want to say people are lazy, but I mean, it's very convenient to go online. And, you know what I mean? You get what you want.
You click.
Yeah.
And then it reminds you whenever you don't buy something. It's like, hey, remember?
And you know what? Even like, okay, Space Chick said about going to a wedding reception, but how about, like creating a stadium, people that have dreams of being a rapper or an artist. They don't have to be a rapper. That's just me. But they have the disability. What if they're actually able to perform on stage through that stadium?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool. Graduations, that would be big.
Maddie B wants to know, can we gamble in the metaverse? I would imagine we could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Go to the movies, if, let's say, for example, people that are actually bedbound and, they get to experience going to a movie theater in the metaverse. Mm-hmm. So there's many possibility, if you really think about it, where the metaverse can actually be useful, but it just depends on the person.
See, and I think when I think about this, I mean, like what makes Etsy so popular, right? It's anyone who has a dream or wants to do something when it comes to really anything can go and actually do this, right? Can go and actually, create something, create shipping, create value and bring it back. And that's why Etsy's been so successful. And I sort of feel the same way when it comes to, this kind of, you're sort of tapping into this. And I think it's important that we tap into like people, like everyone wants like the Nikes and they want like the Gucci's of the world to come into this metaverse. And like, maybe that is down the road, but I think a lot of it has to be like, giving people an opportunity to have a platform and be able to, sell certain goods. And I'm not saying that like not to tap into the larger, companies and things like that, but I think it's nice to sort of find a niche that works for you. Like you said, even from like a concert or a place where people can actually go and perform and not actually have to, be on a stage. And because there's so many of those opportunities that are out there that people don't have those opportunities to do because of maybe the situation in their life or whatever it might be. And so I think you're right, Wadi. I mean, like, when you start to really think about it from that side of it, and it just didn't really click to me. I mean, it clicked to me when I talked to you, but then when that lady came into my stream a couple days ago, and she talked about like how her kid's autistic, and just the schooling and having to go to school and to be able to set up a setting in like an online setting and have it be calming in a way that they could still get the same exact information that they would get in real school and not have to be homeschooled and all that kind of. I was like, it just opened. I was like, man, there's so many just like people like me. I feel like I said, maybe there is a privilege to us, having being able to do this and be able to go down the road and do whatever we want to do. And there's a lot of people that can't do that, right? I mean, they're restricted in some way. People might have anxiety, right? I have friends who have massive anxiety and don't like to leave their house. It's just a different way of thinking about it. And until everyone sort of like, I guess, socially accepts that it's not everyone is able to leave their house or be able to do whatever they want to do. This is the next step to that. And that maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my way of thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, and let's just talk about the e-commerce side. So, okay, you go into a mall, you see all those big stores and everything, but how about just a regular person? Let's say, for example, if I wanted to sell colognes, I buy them cheap somewhere and I wanted to sell them. Obviously, I wouldn't dare to do it myself now, not because of shame or anything, because any job, as long as it's decent, is a job. That's the way I see. That's the way I learn. But why I wouldn't do it? Because obviously I wouldn't be able to deal with money transaction. I won't be able to keep the crooks away. Realistically speaking, they see me, they probably try to take advantage. But what if in the metaverse I have my own little store? You go in there, buy the item, you pay with crypto, and I just shipped out whatever you bought to your house.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, and it could be, through USDC or USDT, it doesn't have to be through Ethereum. I mean, like that's nice, but I mean, you could do stable coin. I mean, if you find the right connection, and I mean, as long as you accept crypto as a company, then you accept crypto. It's up to the person whether they want to pay with it. So yeah, I don't know. You're going to say some Crypto Lounge.
No, to your point about people having those social anxieties and things of that nature, I think this platform can be some of a reversed sense, kind of make them comfortable in the digital side of it, and maybe they could walk out that house after going through that visual, therapy, if you would, and make it a little easier for them. You know what I mean? It could be a reverse kind of byproduct, if you would, of the whole platform. Make it easier.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, there's probably so many ways, so many things you could probably do. I mean, I like I said, my mind has like, it's just gone. I mean, like I can't stop thinking about random stuff. And like, same with Andrew. I mean, Andrew will call me all the time and say, "Dude, what about this?" And I'm like, "Dude, that's right." You know what I mean? Like we were both going back and forth. And I think we're in early stages of this, and Metaverse is super new. I mean, you look at Facebook; they can't even get it right. You know what I mean? Go look at their platforms. Yeah. And I mean, I think that, like I said, Mana's the closest one. They're able to sell properties. They're able to have NFT projects in there. They're able to do a lot of that kind of stuff. But, they laid a roadmap to it and a roadmap to success. But doesn't mean someone can't come in and, also sort of copy a roadmap and try to expand upon that roadmap. And I hope that that's really, I mean, like I said, I hope, but I mean, I already know that's what we're working towards. So,
yeah. No, I think the only one that's close that's not doing, I think TCG World is another one, but they're having issues too. So everybody's having their own little structural issues, you know.
Yeah. What were you gonna say,
so
Sean?
You're saying they're going to be set up to where you can purchase land in some of these places.
That is the goal. Yeah, that is a major goal. To bring that utility to the metaverse. I mean, we know that works, and again, whether that's through buying studio, buying properties, buying whatever it is, because like I said, here in the comments, I saw Racket mention something about like an art gallery or something along those lines to be able to sell his NFTs and that's like a lot of what Mana does right now is be able to sell NFTs. Majority of their platform was bought out for people to then go and showcase NFTs and stuff like that. But I mean, all of Mana's properties are sold out unless you want to go buy them for like $40,000 on OpenSea, which I mean, if that's what you want, like again, I think that's something down the road that is important. to any metaverse. It's just like in real life, you go and buy properties and you go and, make them to what you want. I think that that's important, how that works, I don't know yet. Like I said, we have ideas, but until you get the wheels in motion, it's just, we're just spitting sort of goals, right?
Right. So Legal had to dip out. I guess there was a lot of background noise where he was. So just letting everybody know. So Cool wants to know, is MMAI open to being bought out? We know big tech doesn't mind purchasing budding projects.
I don't even know if that's been a discussion. That hasn't been an open discussion yet, because I think that they're honestly so focused on trying to just do right by the token, do right by what we said we're going to do. And that's why Andrew's still there. I feel it's pretty funny. He only went over there with five outfits, and he's been over there for like almost 3 weeks without any clothes, like any change of clothes. So finally, when Augie went over there, he brought over a suitcase full of clothes that his wife packed. I thought it was pretty funny, but that just shows the dedication. And they're staying in the dorms, like they're not even like staying in hotels. They're staying like on the property in NS Labs at the dormitories to be there to work on this every day with the team. And I was like, dang, dude, like that's impressive.
That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. It takes me back to my college days, right? The dormitories.
So Cool also wants to know what's the metaverse going to be called? Is there a name, or is it going to be many different metaverses?
I think right now it's just MMAI Metaverse. I think that's really the main focus right now. Whether the name gets changed or not, I don't know, but I think right now it's MMAI Metaverse.
Metaverse will blow up once there's more players in it. Yeah, Racket's right. Yeah, the metaverse. We just need more people in order to make this thing run. So,
that's what it comes down to.
What about the wallet? Let's talk about the wallet for a minute. Pure Wallet.
Yeah, so we're. I know that I think the iOS is being tested right now. I don't know if they've actually sent it to the Apple Store, but it's being tested it's been being tested for over a week. I'll ask the team today on the call where that's at, but I do know that they've already started working on some of the other capabilities for it to be released for the version 2. A lot of that has to do with being able to trade Ethereum, obviously being able to trade tokens, have it as a cold storage is one of the big things, right? Be able to turn off it so it could be just a switch to turn it off and make it a cold storage. In addition to that, like one of the big things too is trying to make it to where there's the USDT and the USDC pairing that's in there as well. So I think there's a lot of things that they're working on to try to get that out in the version 2, and actually start making it a functional app to where you can buy crypto. So that's the goal, right here, and how that comes out in version 2 to 3. I don't know exactly the steps there, but that's really what they're pushing for right now. And they have a whole entire dedicated team of 7 people working on that right now.
Have you seen a lot of good feedback? Have they been getting feedback from
I haven't actually seen. We've been working, like people will hit us up on Telegram, and we'll go into some like private telegrams of things that like work through some stuff, or people will say like, hey, there was an issue here. What can we do about this? And so like we'll branch off into like a separate Telegram group and talk about it with Augie and the team and that person that was having those things. So we've had a couple of those, but I haven't actually got feedback. So I know Johan's finally back in. Johan had some personal things he had to deal with, but he's finally back in. So I'll be able to now pull into some of the comments that were left through the link that was put out there. So again, maybe I'll go through that this week and see how many people actually went through and filled out, because I don't know the answer to that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was curious how much feedback they were getting. I asked people when I did a video on it. I told people just be polite and use constructive feedback would be helpful, and not just it sucks.
Let me ask Fan real quick, because she has a direct line to Johan right now. Here, I'll get Fan.
So we could be a few weeks away from iOS.
I think so. I mean, from my understanding, it's they're trying to get it, because iOS is a lot different. So it's like, even if you have a game plan for Android, it's completely different for iOS from my understanding. I'm not an app guy, so I don't know the difference really between Android and iOS. I just know there's a big gap between what Apple accepts and like what Android accepts, and like Android's a little bit more has a lot more leeway than that of iOS. So I don't know the answer 100% on that. I'm hoping to, because I have an iPhone, so I haven't even been able to test this. I mean, I saw it, I've been able to mess around, like, you know, see it through apps and stuff, but I haven't even been able to touch it yet, and I'm anxious to touch it too. So,
All right, what other questions do we got? That's legal. There was actually, you know, it's Michael made a good point on his update video earlier that I watched. What about, and this may just go into programming or maybe what, output they want for this metaverse, but is there going to be like physics involved, you know, like with wind blowing, or, you know, when you're walking uphill, so you're going slower, you know, certain things that are going to make it seem more real. Like, is that already built in?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I do know that like they're taking the first steps to like, you know, like, I mean, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I know that, but that'd be pretty cool though. If you go in there and you could like have that sense of feeling, right? I mean, walking, or, I mean, yeah, that'd be interesting. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, they want to make it like, I know one thing is like human, just like the way they walk. They want to make it as natural as possible. You know, not make it so robotic. And get sort of that feel. I know that is a big emphasis that they're trying to work on. So as far as physics though, that's a good question to ask the team.
Okay, good. We'll write that one down. I want to circle back at some point in the future and see if we got an answer on that.
Physics, that'd be cool. Anyway.
I mean, obviously it would be like it's like the wind blowing, you know, where it's just going to be, you know, a hearing, you know, auditory type, you know, sense where it kind of makes it feel like, yeah, you're actually outdoors. Only 8 more subs. I only got 8 more subs to go.
Some birds chirping.
Birds, yeah, all that stuff.
Crickets playing in the background.
The engine they're using, you know, you can do a lot with that engine with Unreal.
Dr. Kim said, I mean, like, that's one of the reasons why they went with this, because I mean, you can really do whatever you want with it. I mean, in all honesty, you can do whatever you want, and that's why that was sort of chosen in the first place. I mean, if you're gonna be a technology company, you might want to play with some of the best technology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got the best, big time.
Mhm.
Yeah. I got to go check that out a little bit more. You know, I doubt. I have an older gaming system from one of my kids, so you know, it does all right, but I doubt it's going to produce you know, anything awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys haven't liked or subscribed, go ahead and do that now. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely like and subscribe. That's what I was saying. It sort of sucks with the M1 chips that came out. Like, you know, I'm hoping that Apple somehow figures out a way to bridge that with a lot of this, because I mean, Unreal Engine 5 isn't the only thing. I mean, you know, even when I downloaded, like, the kids wanted to play Fallout, Fall Guys, which is like a little kid game, and you know, the M1 isn't even compatible with half the stuff on stream. So I was like, man, that sucks. So I hope that they end up fixing that, you know, with the new chips that they had.
Yeah, it seems odd that they wouldn't gear everything towards the very newest, you know, especially if they're putting out, you know, stuff like that.
Well, they dropped that new chip, right? It's an in-house built, because it went from Intel chips to M1, which is the Mac ones, and so I don't know what they're thinking, right? They're all about that proprietary. Remember, for the longest time there, you couldn't do anything with Apple. Like, for 2 years, it was like one of the worst phones to own in terms of being able to do anything customizable to it. It was a bad 2 years. But.
Right. Yeah, I remember those days. I was in bed.
Yeah, that's why I love Samsung. I love Samsung.
See, and I just can't get on the Android game. Like, there's just something about it. I just can't. I don't know what it is. If it's just the Android side, I'm so used to it. I mean, I've been with Apple since day one. You know.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to when I'm doing production, you know, video production, when I'm doing music, I like Apple tech. It's a whole lot better on that front. But you know, as far as gaming, I like the Intel chips. I'm actually running an AMD right now, but you know, I'll stick to that.
So Cool says, will MMAI give its users tools to build in the space?
I don't know. These are good questions to ask.
Austin's like, what the hell?
No, these are good.
Look
No,
at his
these are
pen and
good, dude.
paper. I know. He's like, hold on, y'all.
Yeah, I gotta write this down, and I'm not writing it down for sniff. I'll tell you that right now. He's sniffing here. I'm not writing
So
anything down for you, bro.
Looking for your notepad.
Yeah.
That's great. No, they are very good questions. I love them.
Yeah, good job, cool, giving us some good content for next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is an interesting proposition. If you can go in and maybe
And
purchase some sort of tools and actually build your
Yeah.
own space,
Comes like a developer mode or something like that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
do y'all think to get it like mainstream, right? The retail part, they're going to have to gear more towards small business owners. You know what I mean? That's got to be the way to do it, because of all the small business loans that people take out in just 1 year, think about all that, all those loans taken out every year for small businesses. When they could just do this, I think this is not the only way, but I think that would be a very good way for them to lead with that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No doubt. You can reduce overhead big time just going virtually.
And
Big
get better products and get better advertising. Just those two things right there make it better.
It increases the quality of your product if your overhead's low,
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be, how the e-commerce works with this will be super interesting, because like I said, I don't think that there's been a metaverse out there where they've been able to bridge e-commerce yet. Like I haven't seen it yet. This is, like I said, why would you go from Web 2 to Web 3? Why would I, instead of going and doing 3 clicks with Amazon, why would I go all the way into a metaverse to then walk through the metaverse to a store to buy, right? That's the biggest question. Like, why would you do that? Is it experience? Is it relief? Like, do you go on? Is it like going on a walk down the road? Like, I mean, what would drive you to do that? And
Can I take a selfie in there? Is there a selfie station?
Exactly. So I mean, like, there has to be reasons why you come to this, why you come to the metaverse in the first place.
Yeah.
And until you can tap into that on what reasons why people would choose to do that over others, because again, it is still about convenience for a lot of people, right? I mean, if it's inconvenient for me, like, I probably will avoid it. If it's more convenient, I'm more apt to probably do it. Like, that's just how I am, because there's a lot of things going on in life, and every minute counts. And so again, that's just how I view it. Maybe,
and Amazon's there.
Right, it is. But it's like, is there another user experience? Like, what would bring that user experience out here? And like you said, we've asked this question a lot. It's just trying to fine tune that into the metaverse. And I think a lot of people are still trying to find that same answer. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got a lot of people like, the e-commerce and the business side, they're comfortable with what they're doing right now. So making that transition is a little scary, There's some fear involved as well, but, it's like jumping into cold water, It'll hurt for a little bit. It's weird for a little bit, You get used to it, and I think they'll like it. I think they'll enjoy it.
If you really think about it, as far as the metaverse, it's going to be way more successful for gamers. Like, they're going to be the first people that's going to jump on. I mean, just logically speaking, the gaming industry is a big industry, and gamers, that's what they do, play video games all day. It's going to be convenient for them. I'll play in the metaverse, but at the same time, getting a real life use type of thing. So they would rather just go, instead of getting up to the store, they'd rather just do it in the metaverse, which is going to feel like just another game.
Yeah.
Dude, can you imagine the product placement in those freaking games?
Oh,
it's going to be crazy.
Right? Resident Evil 4, they made $2 million this past year in the metaverse. Resident Evil 4. And whenever I was researching it, they said $15 billion is how much was sunk into the metaverse.
Damn.
People that are billionaires are not going to be spending their money unless they don't think something's going to work. So they plan on to continue to do it for a reason. It's there. We just got to figure it out where.
I mean,
the next logical step.
like I said, is pretty big, and there's more gamers and people that actually want to get up and work. Sorry
Yeah.
to put it that way, but
It's true.
Especially the multiplayer online games. That whole space is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
That is huge, man.
I agree.
I want to go play it now.
Yeah, Cool says social. Yeah, really probably the main reason for people to go for the e-commerce. So if you're grouping both, you can go shopping with a buddy, shopping with your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Matrix? How everyone's in pods in a coma. That's what's coming. I don't know, Sniff, if it's that close, but I mean,
Maybe
definitely
maybe we're already
see-
there.
That's very true. That's very true. You see everybody.
see us there someday.
Reminds me of that movie Surrogate. It's crazy.
Just there in jelly.
Yeah,
Maybe we're already in a simulation and we're just now just talking about it.
Is this
Right?
the Matrix? Design DNA, what's up? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it.
Stop messing with my brain, Austin.
All right, thanks for taking out crap.
Oh my goodness.
It is pretty funny when you watch those videos about like glitches. People when things happen in videos, and you're like, man, that's a glitch in the Matrix, right? And you're
Mandela
like,
effect? I know.
yeah, the Mandela,
Yeah.
exactly.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, that
I
Mandela,
know, right? It makes your mind hurt a little bit.
that is fascinating. The Mandela effect. It's very fascinating.
Let's see. Yeah, Maddie B, we know that finds its way everywhere.
Oh my god.
That finds its way everywhere.
Oh,
You can't get rid of it.
It's always like,
they're actually gonna have metaverse strip clubs.
Come on.
But I guess for me, like, I guess when I think about it, I mean, I think everything's open. Like, I mean, and I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I think everything is on the table. I don't think that you should ever say no to something, right? I mean, I don't know. And again, I'm not saying that it's for everyone, but I mean, you can always make it as restrictive as you want, right? I mean, you could have a red light district built into there if you really wanted to, right? I mean, is that really something? Because I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto has a red light district you go down to. I mean, I don't know, man. I think, like I said, I think the world is our oasis with this, and it's just a matter of what you want to put in and what you don't want to put in, and like what drives people in there, what doesn't. And I think that's where a lot of this comes down to. So.
Yeah, it'll be unrestricted until until they start cracking down on certain things in the metaverse. Then they'll come out with regulations and laws, and that's when it gets real. That's obviously years down the road, but
It can get wild. Can you imagine how crazy the dark web is right now? And then the people, when they start figuring out the metaverse and stuff like that, they are going to have to do something at some point.
Yeah.
It's going to be so wild and weird.
I mean,
imagine the new level of scams.
What'd you say, Sean? Sorry, man.
I said, imagine the new level of scams they're going to come up with.
Oh, see, that's what sucks, dude. It's like, how do you avoid that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but there is a way to avoid that. Like, let's say, for example, and this is, my idea. Obviously, KYC, but also having a digital ID, where if anything, if you try to scam somebody, let's say I own a store, I'll have a digital ID and my character on the metaverse, but they're also going to have access to all my information, meaning if I do something wrong, try to jib somebody off, they could track it right back to me.
Well, I released that article today about how, in Korea, I mean, by 2024, they're going to have the entire population on a, blockchain for, security purposes, for digital IDs. I mean, and I think that we're all going to eventually get there because, I mean, it is pretty annoying when you got to put in a digital copy of your license or, you don't want to even do that, right? You don't even want to take screenshots of your license or your passport, any of that kind of stuff. And, if you could just make it on a blockchain where it's fully secured and they're accepting that blockchain with your secured, information on there from your social security to any of that kind of stuff, that's where it's at. And if we can get to that level of security, I think that whoever gets and taps that first will be very successful.
Yep. Well, MetaMonkey could be the first one, man. I just gave them the idea. All they got to do is implement it. That's
There you
it.
go.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there was that article that came out today, and I was just saying, I mean, I think everything's on the table. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of whether a team is really here to deliver a product of some sort or a team that's not here and they're just here for maybe community and then, they're not going to be here anymore. right? I think that's where we're at with a lot of these tokens that we're in. So
Look,
So what about
Racket.
hardware?
Definitely
that's
early,
cool.
big time.
See
So
what
how did you
Racket-
attend the fashion show?
I know. I want to go.
You know, Oculus, you got on and
That's so
you're on a link, or you
cool.
got a link to something. I haven't used, I've used the Oculus a little bit, but I've only done the, you know, the swords, the beat sword thing, whatever that's called.
I bet you're good, Sean.
And like, actually, it's really enjoyable. I really enjoy it because you're really immersed in that.
Yeah.
But so are they going to work on, or do you know of any plans where they're going to come up with hardware?
You talking like when you're talking like glasses and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this link. I'm gonna share this link with you, Sean, in the private. Can you put that in your chat section for Cool and Chris? It's the article about the Korean. You can even pull it up if you wanted to, I guess. But I don't know how that's gonna work. Right? They have those glasses, which again I don't know if those are actually their. I don't think it's their glasses. I could be wrong. But again, who knows? You know, I don't know if they're gonna do that or not at this point.
They were good ones too. They weren't all big and bulky. They were perfect.
Dude, they were perfect. Like I said, I mean, you can even probably slim them down a little bit and do what you want to do with them. Again, like how old those are, I don't know. But I mean, they sort of remind me of the first, Snap, what's it called? The one goggles that came out. What is that? I always forget the damn name of the damn one. Snapchat? Is it Snapchat? Yeah, Snapchat had those, right? Those like or the video goggle or video glasses. Maybe different cities or just one region. I think that the space would be finite. If I had to guess right now, Cool and Chris, just reading your comment here, like if I had to guess on like what it could be, I think that it's going to probably be finite in some capacity, but I do think that it's going to be like other cities, other realms, other wherever you want to go. And I think that no matter what, even if you look at it, like that's sort of how it is anyways. When you look at the metaverse, it's even in an Oculus right now, I mean, there's different dApps you can go to. There's different properties you can go to. You could select on what part of the city you want to go to. I'm sure there's a lot of different things that you could do. But I do think that at some point it probably is going to have some finite to it, right? It's going to have some kind of limits to some extent.
Guys, give me a second. I think I want something else. Sorry, I'm on mute myself, but I'm here.
So this article says in August of 2020, so 2 years ago, over 1 million South Koreans had implemented a blockchain-powered driver's license, which operates via Korea's Pass smartphone application. That's crazy. That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, so they created a thing called I can't remember the app name. Kumai or no, it's not that. It's I can't think of the damn app. It's a very popular app over there, and it's like it's their whole transportation. It's everything built into this one app, and it's pretty damn cool. I can't think of the name of it, but to use it over there, it's very popular. They even have a cartoon based off of it, which is what I brought back for the kids. Was like this plushie, and for some reason I can't think of the app. It's like Kakawa.
And what do they do? Like it's like, is it like a microchip in a phone? Like
it's just an app. It's just an app that you download and you just upload that's almost like downloading like a Coinbase, a Coinbase app, and it has everything in there. So if you want transportation or like want to go eat somewhere, you just pull it all up on this app and you can pay for it through the app. You can do everything. It has like everything you basically like KYC inside this app, and it has everything from like I said, it has Uber and Lyft, and it has anything that you want inside this app for all of Korea.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, big data. Get involved. Big data.
I think it's called
Yeah, how bad do you think the U.S. is going to fight it? Or not the U.S., but U.S. citizens, right? We tend to not really like anything new, and especially something that's going to we think they're just going to track you, right? We always assume the worst, unfortunately.
Yeah, we do.
There's always a conspiracy, something involved in the background.
We always assume the worst. Yeah, we have reason for that, but
oh wow! So I just brought this up for the cacao, what I was just talking about, and I guess that now there's like it had a major outage for a day over there, and now they're saying that there's massive monopoly concerns for one app having everything. That's positive, right? You shouldn't have one app that has everything. I mean, it should be spread out so other people can get in on certain things. So yeah, that's true. There is affiliate programs. I think affiliate programs would be ideal, right? I mean, again, what brings people to a metaverse? I'm going to play an example here and let me know like what brings you guys to YouTube? Like, why do you guys create content on YouTube? And that's your question. I'm wondering
for the community. That's I'm here for the
Mhm.
community. That's the entire reason I started.
what's the long-term incentive though?
That's providing information for me, being informative, helping people out, that's what, and I like to create as well. So that's just the sidebar for me, but just performing information, being that helpful, attribute for somebody who's walking into the space and just needs a little guide, a little guide into a project or whatever it may be, just helping out.
And I'll be the greedy bastard here. I thought maybe some point in the future this could lead to some money at some point.
Mhm.
So
How about you, Space Chick?
Twitch. I feel like I was going to use Twitch, but it's a dying platform, I think. And so YouTube, I mean, it's slowly dying, Twitch. And YouTube is pretty much where everybody's coming to from Twitch. They're coming to YouTube. Or if gamers want to come watch walkthroughs and all that, they're starting to come to YouTube. So
Yeah,
and watching live gaming.
And you think about all these social platforms out there, right? There's an incentive for you to be there for the most part. I mean, people come to these for the eventual incentive of what it brings. And, you're not the greedy bastard, Sean. I mean, a lot of people eventually hope to at some point create some kind of income based off of what they put out there, right? I mean, and all of us would be lying if we said that like that isn't a positive for why you create content in the first place, is to eventually create a platform that, because you like it, number one, like you do this as a hobby, and then your hobby becomes something where you start to get paid and so on and so forth. And so a lot of these social networks you start to realize like that incentive is big. TikTok is big because of the incentive. Content creators keep going back because of the incentive. Same here with YouTube and all that kind of stuff. But the hard part is with these platforms is it becomes really hard to be incentive, for that incentive. Again, you got to hit 1,000 subscribers. You got to have over 400,000 or 4,000 watch hours to even get certified. Twitch is a little bit less. Obviously it's a little bit easier on Twitch to get there. But the revenue sharing and all that kind of stuff is a lot less than say YouTube is. But then again, you got to get a lot of views and a lot of time to make any compensation here on YouTube. And even if you're, a top tier YouTuber in the crypto industry, I mean, you're making $15,000-$20,000 a month. I know that's a lot. Like people are like, that's not, but I'm just saying like that's someone who's putting out, 7 videos a day. Maybe they're getting close to, 2 million views a month. Like that's roughly what they're probably making if I had to go back and do my math on it. And that's a really good money, but like, there's other people out there that are making $500,000 a day putting out content. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different in the scheme of things. So what I'm trying to say here, I guess, is when you think about a metaverse, when you think about why people were there, to me, it's about incentivizing people to show up and be there. Like, I think that's a big part of it. I mean, if you're going to come over there and stream over there, don't you think at some point that the team should be like, hey, do we want to incentivize people to come over here and build over here and be a part of our community? That's what YouTube did, and look where they're at. That's what Twitter did. Look where they're at. That's what TikTok did, and everyone else. And so, if you're going to make it social, then consider the roadmap of what's put out in front of you. And like that's my big thing with MetaMonkey is like I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think it's important because again, it's not just content creators. Like my dad's a professor, you know what I mean? And he's even thinking like, dude, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to teach my class on the metaverse versus like just doing it through like a stupid Zoom call? I could set my ambiance in a studio. Like my dad was going all in on his, and he's like, and I'm not just the only professor that wants that. There's other people, and it made my mind open up to like what this could really be. Right? Again, content creation will be huge. I think it will. Imagine holding spaces in a metaverse versus holding them on a Twitter where you're just holding a phone. You know what I mean? And again, our goal is to make the metaverse mobile. I mean, it's not, you don't want it just to be on a computer, because if you make it just on a computer, you're going to lose a lot of interest in it because most of us are on a mobile device 90% of our day. At least I am. I don't know about you guys, but like, I think mobile is huge, right? Most of my YouTube content and Twitter content is on my mobile device. It's not on a computer.
Nice.
I think when it comes to training, like, when firefighter training, shipbuilding, anything that you would need training for, certification for, I think that'd be big too. I really do, because I know the entertainment thing is that's going to happen regardless of whether we like it or not. But there's a byproduct. There's a negative to that as well. There's a negative to just content creating. But I'm thinking something more positive like education. The medical field, things of that nature. I think that's more of where I would steer to bring that towards my platform. Training, because it's easier to do that virtually and there's less danger involved. You know, like let's say your deep sea welding or your fracking training. That's pretty dangerous in the real world to go out and train, fracking. But if you can do it virtually, you can experience a lot of dangerous activities and learn from them virtually without being killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've been the fracking, if you know about fracking, it's pretty dangerous. But I'm just saying, you have a safer atmosphere when you're doing digital training versus physical training, and you learn more too because you're relaxed. So I don't know.
It's just, I mean, like I think, like I said, I mean, we can talk about it all day long on what could be and how it could be, and that's where I said, I mean, it would be cool to be able to start, small and find one area that we can actually tap into and see if it works. Because again, when I start to think about it, it's no different than any other social outlet. I mean, you can have ad spaces anywhere in there. You can have ad spaces when you jump from screen to screen. Instead of it having a loading screen, make it a freaking ad. I mean, like there's so many different things you could do. Make it a 5-second skip ad like we see on YouTube all the damn time. And I mean, and then include some kind of profit. And again, I'm speaking out of turn. Like this is not, I don't know if this is what MetaMonkey is doing. Like, there's things that like I think about that would be important to this space. And you never want to come in and recreate the whole wheel, right? Take pieces from that will make it turn. And we already know what works in this space. So I think taking it and then building it into your own is important. And those are the discussions I at least have with the team, because that's just my stance on it. And I mean, like I said, I think we're all in that same space when it comes to ideas, at least.
You can do so much, man. We can go on and on, like you said, on and on and on. There's so many possibilities.
You can talk for days. Like I said, I really want to create a think tank, where we could just, spend time in spaces and have think tanks over the stuff, and actually like have someone on the over there that's building this stuff be a part of this, to like hear this stuff and let their wheel spin too on what we're discussing. I think that would be important to have in a space and a think tank. So,
Hey,
I like those ideas.
Yeah, I would have you on. I'd have you on anytime you want to come on the channel or get on one of these chats. Do it for sure. You got great questions. Although you might annoy Austin because he doesn't have those answers for those great questions just yet.
Yeah, no, those are good questions. I wrote them down though. I wrote them down. Yeah, and Andrew was actually calling me right when he just called me about 5 minutes ago. So I'll give him a call back here shortly, because I'm sure they're probably in a meeting wanting to talk. So it's like 9 or 10 o'clock over there a.m. So.
It's all G14 classified.
Yeah, and it's tough because like I don't know like what. That's one thing is like sometimes we talk about so much, Andrew and I, that like I'm like, can I share that or can I not share that? Like I mean, it's hard to find that fine line, because like I try to keep it honest and I want to be upfront with everyone, but it's like, are we able to talk about that yet or not? So, and I might even talk about stuff I shouldn't have talked about already.
There's a lot of IP involved. A lot,
Yeah, and you have to be, wary, of course, of what you throw out there, because people will take that and say, "Hey, you said we were going to get this, and it didn't come." So expectations, right? That's kind of the key here. Keep it.
And it's trying to curb them, because like we've all been in projects where it's like everything's cupcakes and rainbows, and then when those cupcakes and rainbows aren't delivered, you're like, well, that really sucked. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to be excited, but yet keep your expectations. Like that's a hard thing to do. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, and I think just the throwing that, what do you call it? That excitement out there, right? And a lot of that leads to saying things that may or may not be true, or may not be right around the corner. They may be further down the road, than maybe you once thought, and then that's what gets you into trouble.
Yeah.
So it is tough to be excited and be realistic at the same time. Those two don't usually go together.
They don't, at all. So, but yeah, I'm gonna hop off and see Andrew. He texted me twice and called me twice, so obviously there's something he wants to talk to me about.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you showing up. I think this might be the first time you're on my channel, and I appreciate you showing up.
Is it the first time? That's right, because last time I was sick as a dog when we were scheduled. Sure. Yeah, that was miserable. I felt like we passed it back and forth in this house like 100 times. It was ridiculous. So,
yeah, I think it's going around my work too. There's
the worst.
You keep getting sick.
But
all right, Austin,
I really appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna hop off, and I'm sure you guys will hang on or whatever you want to do. But I really appreciate it, and I'll get these. I'm gonna ask these questions right now and get back to you guys.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Austin.
All right, take it easy, bro.
Bye.
And then there were 3. I don't know if Waddy's coming back.
I know,
I
right?
don't think he's still here. He's lurking. He's up there somewhere.
Yeah, he's up there. I actually have to go because I have another live. I was going to tell y'all.
Okay. Well, it's been
But-
an hour and 20 minutes, so that's just fine. I can go eat some dinner. I'm okay with that.
All right.
Hey,
Look
there you
at
go.
what? Look at him. He's like,
He's
wait.
back.
I'm here. Look, he's all happy too.
Did you win something else? Waddy?
Actually, it's funny because I am here with you guys, but I left my phone open in the space, and apparently I won another $100.
Nice.
Hey, what do you got going on, man?
I know, right? What are you
Get up
doing?
on it.
You gotta share that, man.
I guess God is good. That's all I gotta say.
Ah, okay.
Oh, he's keeping it to himself.
He is. All right. We know where to talk to you.
No, it's funny because I just saw somebody say in the chat, man, I'm about to take you to the casino because I won 3 giveaways already.
Maybe throw $1 for the lottery there.
That is sweet. Good for you.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. Well, y'all have a good night. I'll
Take
talk
care.
to y'all later.
Bye.
Love y'all. I'll see you
Thanks,
later.
Elizabeth. You have a good day.
Again.
Bye.
Take care.
So, Michael, what do you know about Real Engine 5, or Unreal Engine 5?
It's big. I've been following Unreal for some time. You know, I'm a gamer, love gaming. This is just another step and upgrade from the previous engine version of the engine, and they're really big in the gaming industry, huge. And when Austin basically said they were going to be using it for the mall, I was like, wow, because they can do pretty much anything they want with those with the engine, with the 3D modeling. And I mentioned physics in the video because it's possible, you can do that. And I think it would add a great dimension to the experience,
Yeah, and that's kind of really what I'm looking for is just the absolute most realistic experience possible, where you kind of blur the lines between reality and obviously you're sitting there with the headset on or whatever it is you're watching.
Yeah.
And but that would be super cool. And maybe the future of movies is gonna end up in that space where a lot of actors just aren't getting used. They're all going to be because the CGI they have now and especially with this Unreal Engine in there as well, it's sometimes it's hard to tell, is that real?
Yeah. No, I think we got a taste of it with Avatar. You remember the first Avatar?
Oh yeah.
We got a pretty good taste of it. That was on its rough end, but can you imagine the refined versions of that? Pretty amazing.
Yeah, it will be, and they'll figure out ways to save money, obviously. And if you don't have to pay an actor $20 or $50 million to make a movie, and you just pay a programmer, a developer,
just paying them for voiceovers. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, boys, you got anything else, Waddy?
No. As far as MetaMonkey AI, man, like I said, I believe that this is a great project overall, man. And the fact that they're using Unreal Engine, that is freaking awesome. It's one of the best realistic company or 3D company, if you could say so, that I've seen. The only thing is the requirements. You gotta have a very high-end graphic card, and your processor, your motherboard, everything gotta be pretty much high-end. And I don't know. That's, I guess, the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned. If you have a low-end computer, how would it work with the metaverse?
I think it's they should, with most gaming rigs, with most games, essentially you have a choice to do backwards compatibility and go into a low end situation. What I mean? So I don't know. That could be a possibility to where it can be accessible for everybody. But you're right. It's very demanding.
Yeah.
That engine.
Like you gotta have DirectX, I believe it's 12 by now, either 12 or 13. You gotta have OpenGlide. So yeah.
But for the MMAI metaverse, I think Austin said is just going to kind of be one setting, really, to accommodate, most people, especially in the beginning, I'm sure.
It's everything.
Computer to use it.
No, if everything works that way, then that's perfect. Because that's the only question that I was gonna ask, but then I saw my name. Congrats, Wadi, and I was like, "Oh, hold up."
Go get this money.
Have to, man.
Nice. Good job.
And congratulations, man.
Daniel, you have a good night if you're still here. Thanks for joining us. Tim Shea, thanks
What's
for
going
joining
on,
us again. Tim. Juan Gonzalez, I appreciate you being here. Everybody who showed up, I appreciate that. I hope you guys got something out of this little discussion here. You know, we're going to do this every week until everybody can retire, which hopefully is less than 15 years from now. I've got another 15 to go, so
Yeah.
we'll just keep putting in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fan said, I hope they have a setting on there that we can pick on our end. That would be extremely awesome. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you do in your video games, right? You know,
Yeah.
how well do you want the graphics?
That's what I was saying. I think they should. I mean, that's the only way you should do it. Because if you don't, you're gonna have issues with user experience with the platform. You know, it's not
Yeah.
gonna be very pleasant. You know what I mean?
I mean, but there's actually one way around it. Like unless they have like their own little device where, you know, it'll be either purchased or provided free to the MetaMonkey
Yeah.
holders. That's one way around it. So
You know, the way I think the best way is kind of like an automatic, like a real time scan of the computer. As soon as you connect, right? It on the MMAI end, it's like an automatic. How would I say? Scan of your device, basically, and it just auto configures to your configuration, and that renders what it can render. You know, I think that'll be the best way. That way, the user don't have to worry about it. It's just it's all automatic. You know.
True.
Yeah, that helps bring in more people if you're, less technical, less you have to know and worry about, and all the settings and stuff. If you don't really know it, it's going to keep you out of it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. Cool. And Chris, appreciate it. Fiverr, like my old computer after a game update, my old computer wouldn't play. Yeah, we find this all the time. I know my kids do the same thing because they're both into gaming.
Absolutely.
So they come every 6 months. They're like, "Hey, you got an extra grand? I need a new motherboard, or I need a new graphics card."
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah, sure, son, no problem.
It's going to be very interesting. I can't wait to play around with it.
For sure. All right, boys. I appreciate you guys showing up for the stream, and we'll get with you guys on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Oh, take
Everybody
care.
Have
out
a good
there,
one.
guys, have a
Take
great
care,
night.
Michael. Have a good one, guys.
All right, brother. We'll see y'all.
See ya. For those of you who are left, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I do appreciate you guys' support. As always, it's always really good to hear, and it does build confidence, for a YouTuber like myself who's still got a new channel, still learning, still building. Got to grind out the content. It's not always the easiest thing. Pirate Mike, thank you for showing up. I do appreciate it. Hope you get your pirate ship in your metaverse or in real life, if that's what you're after. Fiverr, thank you, sir. All right, everybody. We will see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great night.